Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the third video, the third AEW Impact Dream Match list. This one is the tag team matches. I put this one last because AEW really focus on their tag division. Impact have my all-time favourite tag team, the Motorcycle Machine Guns. So I think this should round it off, cap it off. I will have a final resolution review tomorrow. But for now, let's just jump into it. Number 10, I have Eric Young and his big henchman Joe Doering wrestling Evil Uno and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order. Now, I know these are both heel teams, but Eric Young and Joe Doering are vicious, evil, dirty, horrible people. So are Grayson and Uno. I think the intensity brought by the likes of Stu Grayson and Eric Young would match up very well against each other in a tag match. Obviously, Joe Doering's a bit of an unknown. That's why this is sort of ranking lower down for me, like I said, in my men's match video. I've not seen a lot of them, but I do like him. Obviously, the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, are one of the best tag teams in the world right now. Eric Young's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. And I think this would match up really well in a sort of invasion-style pay-per-view, like dream match scenario. Number 9, we've got Reno Scum, one of the best, like sort of mid-card heel tag teams in Impact Wrestling, the newest indie darlings, the newest darlings of Elite Wrestling Top Flight. I think, Reno Scum are two big men, but also Adam Thornstowe is this incredible athlete, and obviously Top Flight are one of the most exciting high-flying teams in the world. I would really like to see the stuff they could pull out against each other, especially with the athleticism of Thornstowe for some, inventive counters as well. You've got to look at the fact that Big Loss to the Legend could throw Darius and Dante further than they can throw each other, and they do that a lot. I think they're both very quick, very impactful, very, flash offense teams, and if they wrestled each other, it would be a really, really interesting match. Number 8, for me, would be the team of Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz wrestling Ivelisse and Diamante. For the exact same reason that I want to see Kiera Hogan wrestle Diamante on my women's division dream match list. They're going out in real life, Kiera Hogan and Diamante. They're both in tag teams. They're both in very good tag teams, may I add. And I think Tasha Steelz and Ivelisse also would match off very well against each other. Both teams are, very fun and exciting. A lot of trash talking, a lot of taunting, a lot of fast, high-paced moves. And I think, if the four of them got in a ring together, it'd be really, really good. And sticking with a women's tag team match at number 7, I have the New York team with Jordynne Grace and Jazz wrestling Anna Jay and Ty Conti. Anna Jay is one of the quickest rising stars in the world, and Ty Conti still has a lot to prove after her departure from NXT. And they've shown a lot of that on NXT, or on AEW rather. They've shown a lot of just how far they've come. I mean, Anna Jay hadn't even wrestled 10 matches in her entire career before she was signed by All Elite Wrestling. And Ty Conti is really out to prove that she's more than an NXT bust. And on the other side, you have Jordynne Grace, one of the best professional wrestlers in the world, along with Jazz, one of the pioneers of women's wrestling. And I just think, stylistically, they would match up very well because you have the consummate babyface of Jordynne Grace and the little underhanded, sneaky, evil woman that is Anna Jay, and both of them are very incredibly talented tag team partners. Also, putting someone like Anna Jay, someone like Ty Conti in the ring with Jazz, will learn so much and would just continue to improve and grow as wrestlers. For number 6, I would love to see the team of Madman Fulton and Ace Austin wrestle Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. This one's very obvious. You have, on each side, one of the quickest, fastest, most athletic, most agile, most exciting professional wrestlers in either company in Ace Austin and Jungle Boy, and their big massive dads in Madman Fulton and Luchasaurus. Obviously, all four of them are fantastic wrestlers. Luchasaurus is much more than a big guy. He's a dinosaur who does karate kicks and backflips. But both teams work. They are so good at the big man, little man stuff. And a match where you have two of the biggest men on each roster and two of the most exciting men on each roster on opposite teams, it'd be fantastic. Now, for this, I have a team that hasn't officially formed in AEW, and I don't really know if they're gonna. But pretty much for a very long time, Jon Moxley said whenever he loses the World Championship, he wants to go into the tag division with Darby Allin. And even though that tag team hasn't officially formed, they will eventually. And I would love to see them wrestle Sammy Callahan and Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous tag team. Purely because the four of them wrestle like they don't care if they die tomorrow. It's the only way to describe the wrestling styles of all four men. All of them totally different, but all with this common undercurrent of insanity in all four of their styles. Obviously, people are throwing around Callahan and Moxley in a death match that everyone wants to see. Callahan's been promoting a match with Moxley very hard on Twitter. And Darby Allin and Ken Shamrock would be great. Obviously, Mox and Darby haven't teamed yet, but when they do, their styles will complement each other perfectly, and Shamrock's and Callahan's already do, so I think this match will be amazing. In at number 4, this is one that I don't think is going to be as good as the one previously mentioned if we get it, but I just think it'd be really, really fun, and that's why I've put it here. Also, because there's the unknown factor of Darby and Mox if they ever will team, but I would love to see the Deaners take on Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. Obviously, the Deaners are such an entertaining tag team to watch. Cody Deaner and cousin Jake something, they are fantastic. Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela are also fantastic, and they're two of the most underrated tag teams, not only on both their shows, but I would say in the entire world. Kiss and Janela, there's something about them that stylistically it shouldn't work, but everything they do does. And then you put them against, if you look at the pair of them and you put them against a couple like redneck, hillbilly, camel wearing hicks in the Deaners, visually that match would be incredible to look at, and also I think their styles would complement each other very well, especially with someone like Joey Janela who's willing to be thrown out of the ring for the crack, being thrown around by someone like cousin Jake. As we hit the podium, the bronze medal, number 3, goes to the Good Brothers versus Team Taz. And I don't care who in Team Taz. I don't care if it's Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, or Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, or Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage, or if it's Ricky Starks and Taz, or if it's any sort of Team Taz. Any two members of Team Taz versus the Good Brothers would be phenomenal. Obviously, someone like Ricky Starks and Carl Anderson in a promo battle would be amazing. You've got the big LG, the best big man wrestler in the world, with another two of the best big man wrestlers in the world over there, in Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage. Obviously, the Good Brothers are one of the most accomplished tag teams of all time, and Team Taz are really becoming one of the best newcomers in all of tag team wrestling this year. I mean, Team Taz in general has been one of the highlights of 2020. Whilst they've not officially entered the tag division, they've more been going after Cody and singles titles as a unit. I do think they eventually need to go into the tag division, and seeing them wrestle a team like the Good Brothers, the current Impact World Tag Team Champions, would be, fantastic. One match everyone's been throwing around is a rematch between the Young Bucks and my favourite team of all time, the Motor City Machine Guns. But I've not put that in here, and you'll see why in a minute. But in at number 2, the second match I am looking forward to the most, if it happens, is the North versus the Young Bucks. The North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, have really come into their own over the past couple of years, especially with their run in Impact, and shown that they are two of the best professional wrestlers in the world, not just in tag teams. I think Page's promos and Alexander's intensity is an absolutely perfect mix for just some of the best entertainment you'll get in wrestling, and when they step in between the ropes, they are legit. Obviously, the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks. Everyone knows how good the Young Bucks are, but not many people know just how good the North are. And I think they'd actually be a better foil to the Young Bucks at first than the Motor City Machine Guns. Speaking of the Motor City Machine Guns, they're obviously in at number 1 because I am who I am. I will never put Alex Shelley anything. If I'm ranking a list and Alex Shelley's in there, he's got to be number 1, obviously. I am a mark. But number 1 is my two favourite tag teams in the world. Probably my two favourite tag teams of all time. The Motor City Machine Guns versus FTR. You just got to think about this from a work rate standpoint. The Motor City Machine Guns are one of the... they're not... by today's standards, they're not super flashy, but they're very quick, very technical, very profound at what they do. Fantastic at the moves that they do, even though they are very flashy and upbeat and high flying. And then you've got just the gritty, dirty, deep south 1980s mentality of FTR. Will kick you in the face if you try and jump over us. It's simple as that. And I think seeing a team like the Motor City Machine Guns be broken down at first and have to adapt their style into more of the technical stuff that they do to stand a chance against FTR would be a phenomenal match. Obviously, if they did just go high-flying Motor City Machine Guns, that would also work, but overall I think this match would be the best tag team match you could get out of both brands, without a doubt. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and comment any ideas for lists in the future. I'll be back tomorrow with an Impact Final Resolution review. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. Share this around to all your friends who like wrestling. And I'll see you next time.